So Attorney General Bill Barr has decided to break with a 40-year Department of Justice policy. A policy that says the DOJ will not interfere in presidential elections. Why has Bill Barr decided to change that policy? Could it be because Donald Trump lost? Let's talk about that. Because respecting the will of the voters, like justice, matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So the Department of Justice, which was my professional home for nearly a quarter of a century, has a long-standing protocol policy rule that says that the DOJ will do nothing to interfere in or impact a presidential election. But apparently this go round, because, Donald Trump lost, Attorney General Bill Barr said, yeah, we're going to do things a little differently. And he issued a memo yesterday. And that memo is titled Post-Voting Election Irregularity Inquiries. And he first talks about the 40-year policy against DOJ interfering in presidential elections. Quote, investigative steps ordinarily should not be taken until the election in question has been concluded, its results certified, and all recounts and election contests concluded. Over. Done. But then, apparently because Donald Trump lost, Bill Barr changes the policy. I authorize you, and when he says you, he's talking to the 94 United States attorneys around the country, heading up the 94 U.S. attorneys' offices. I authorize you to pursue substantial allegations of voting and vote tabulation irregularities prior to certification of the elections in your jurisdictions in certain cases, as I have already done in specific instances. So there's Bill Barr violating a policy within a memo in which he's violating a policy. Why do I say that? Because he just announced that he's already opened these kinds of investigations, as I've already done in specific cases. Folks, there is a cardinal rule, a cardinal sin. You'd never comment about opening investigations, pending investigations. You don't do it. Well, Bill Barr just did it in a memo where he was announcing that, yeah, we're moving away from the 40-year rule against interfering in presidential elections. So this memo continues. Such inquiries and reviews by those 94 U.S. attorneys may be conducted if there are clear and apparently credible allegations of irregularities that, if true, could potentially impact the outcome of a federal election in an individual state. And then, after giving a nod to the independence of those 94 U.S. attorneys, it's completely within their discretion as to whether there are any investigations that should be open. He then tries to take that discretion away. While U.S. attorneys maintain their inherent authority to conduct inquiries and investigations as they deem appropriate, it will likely be prudent to commence any election-related matters as a preliminary inquiry so as to assess whether available evidence warrants further investigative steps. Make no mistake about it. The message he's sending here is, y'all better open some of these investigations. Because Donald Trump lost. There's a legal term for a memo like this. Partisan political garbage. PPG for those of you scoring at home. So in that memo, Bill Barr also talks about how everything's going to be all right. You know why? Because there's a crack unit in the Department of Justice that is dedicated to these very kinds of sensitive election investigations, and it's called the Election Crimes Branch. And Bill Barr says the Election Crimes Branch will be handling these matters. Well, you know what happened right after this memo was circulated by Bill Barr? The chief of the Election Crimes Branch resigned. It's a gentleman named Richard Pilger, a 28-year veteran of the Department of Justice, highly regarded, actually received the Department of Justice's highest award for integrity, honor, and ethics, the John C. Keeney Award. Believe me, anybody who worked at DOJ for more than a cup of coffee knows what it means to receive the John C. Keeney Award. I don't think Bill Barr knows. Yeah, I'm a little ticked off. Here's the resignation letter from Richard Pilger. Dear colleagues, attached, please find the Attorney General's memorandum of today entitled Post-Voting Election Irregularity Inquiries, an important new policy abrogating the 40-year-old non-interference policy for ballot fraud investigations in the period prior to the elections becoming certified and uncontested. Let me go back. This new policy issued by Bill Barr abrogated, revoked, rescinded, overruled, killed the 40-year-old non-interference policy in presidential elections. Mr. Pilger continues, having familiarized myself with the new policy and its ramifications, and in accordance with the best traditions of the John C. Keeney Award for Exceptional Integrity and Professionalism, my most cherished departmental recognition, I must regretfully resign from my role as Director of the Election Crimes Branch. Yes, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart for Richard Pilger. It breaks my heart for the American people because of the way Bill Barr's corruption has driven so many good public servants out of the public service arena. You know, this memo saying we will no longer abide by a 40-year-old policy against interfering in presidential elections. This is nefarious actors at the highest levels of our federal government trying to overthrow the will of the voters. Plain and simple. They will fail. They will be held accountable. They will be brought to justice. And justice matters. Here, justice matters. As always, folks, please stay safe. We're going to stay at this corruption every day until we defeat it. I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.